Hello students, I hope you all are fine. So student, today we will discuss about the MCQ, multiple choice questions of chapter 3, that is metal and non-metal. Okay, so that chapter belongs to class 10th. So let's see question number first. Our question number first is the most abundant metal in earth crust. Students, in earth crust, most abundant metal is aluminium there. Okay, aluminium there. If we talk about element, so maximum oxygen is present in earth crust, that is 46%. Okay, after that student, silicon is present around approx 27% silicon in our earth crust, and around 8%, around 8.7 to 8.8% of the aluminium. Okay, so if we talk about the element, so aluminium is the third most abundant, aluminium is third most abundant element in earth crust. Okay, but here he is asking about only metal, only about metal, not here he is asking about only metal. So which one metal? So if we talk about metal only, because oxygen and silicons are non-metals, so oxygen metal is most abundant, it is the first most abundant metal in earth crust. Okay, so here correct answer will be aluminium, here correct answer will be aluminium. So aluminium is the most abundant most abundant metal in earth crust. And student, if question is asked about the most abundant element, not metal, element, then your answer will be oxygen. Okay, so most abundant element is oxygen, that is 46%. Second one is 27%, and aluminium is third most abundant element in earth crust, that is 8.7%. But here he is asking about most abundant metal. So metal is aluminium, metal is aluminium, because these two are the non metals. I hope students this question clear to all students. Yes, okay. So students, now move to next question, question number 2. Which property of metal is used for making bells and strings of musical instruments like sitar and violin? Students, metals produce ringing sound. Metals produce ringing sound when their surface hidden by any hard object, and that property of metal is known as the sonorous. That property of metal is known as the sonorous. Okay, so due to its sonorous property, metal help us to make bells, string of musical instrument like that. So let's see about the option. Sonorousness, yes, option A only. So here option A already given students. So option A is the correct option. Option A. Option A, sonorousness is the correct option. Malleability, malleability is, students, metal can be hammered and into the thin sheets. We can make thin sheets by using metals. That property is known as the malleability. Ductility, metals can be drawn into thin wires, into thin wires. That property is known as the ductility. And conductivity, conductivity means they can conduct electricity, they can conduct electricity through them, they can pass electricity through them. Okay, so that property is known as the conductivity. Okay students, so but he is asking about which property is used for making bells and strings of musical instrument, because students, metal produce ringing sound. Okay, after beaten surface with hard metal, hard object. then that property is known as the sonorousness. So student, here option A is the correct option, that is the sonorousness. I hope this one question also clear to all the students. Now our question number 3, the most abundant metal in the earth crust. The most abundant metal in earth crust is. So students, this question is repeated. So answer aluminium. Then next one question is, which of following pairs will give displacement reaction? Students, in displacement reaction, first you should know that what is displacement reaction. Displacement reaction is that reaction in which one element replace other. One element replace other. That reaction is known as the displacement reaction. Okay, in displacement reaction you will keep in mind one point, that most reactive element, most reactive element replace less reactive, element, or we can say metal. Most reactive metal can replace less reactive only. Okay, then student, you will see. Okay, on behalf of this concept you will reply for this question. FeSO4 and copper metal. FeSO4 ferrous sulfate plus copper metal. Student, you know very well, according to reactivity series, copper is less reactive metal. Copper is less reactive as compared to iron. Iron is more reactive here. And less reactive metal cannot replace high reactive metal. So student, no reaction will take place here. No displacement reaction will take place here. AgNO3 and copper metal. AgNO3 plus copper metal. Student, here copper is more reactive. As compared to the silver. Okay, silver is less reactive here. So that's why this copper can replace silver. Then what will happen, students? You will get copper nitrate plus silver. So student, which pair give displacement reaction? So option B, because here copper is more reactive as compared to silver, so it can replace silver. Okay, hence option B is the correct option here. Okay, we can check next one option also, CuSO4 and silver. No, silver is less reactive as compared to copper, so it cannot replace. Okay, NaCl and copper. So copper is less reactive as compared to NaCl, so it cannot replace this one also. Hence option B is the correct option for this question. I hope this is clear to you, beta. Then students, next one question. Which of tire following are not ionic compounds? Student, ionic compounds are those compounds which are in which ionic bond formation take place. Okay, so here electrostatic force of attraction take place and bond take place between metals and non-metals. Mainly. One element will be highly electropositive and second will be the electronegative. One element will be electropositive and second element will be electronegative. Then they will make bond between them. Okay, so because due to transfer of electron, attraction takes place here, so that's why it is known as electrostatic force of attraction, and bond is known as the ionic bond. Bond is known as the ionic bond. Okay, are not ionic bond. So you will see, if one element is metal and second one is metal, they will form the ionic bond, otherwise not. KCl, potassium, potassium is metal here. Chlorine, chlorine is non-metal, so it will make ionic bond, it will make ionic bond. H, hydrogen is non-metal, chlorine is also non-metal. Hence, it will not make ionic bond. It will make covalent bond. It will make covalent bond. Covalent bond. Hence, this is not making ionic bond. CCl4, carbon is non-metal, chlorine is also non-metal. Both are non-metal, so it is also making covalent bond. It is also making covalent bond. So it is also not making the ionic compound. Na, sodium is metal, chlorine is non-metal. So sodium chloride make the ionic bond. Hence students, here these are the ionic compound. Second and third, they are not the ionic compound, and he is asking which one are not ionic compound. So you will go with option where second and third is given. So second and third is given in option B. So option B is the correct option. Option B is the correct option. For fourth also option B is correct. For 3 also option B is correct. For second option A is correct, and for 1 also option B is correct option. I hope all questions are clear to you students. Now move to next question. Which of following non-metal is lustrous? Students, mainly non-metal do not show property of the lustrous. They are not luster in nature. Okay, but students, some non-metals like graphite, like iodine, they show luster. Okay, so let's see options. Sulfur, no, it do not show luster, it do not show luster. Oxygen also do not show, nitrogen also do not show. Yes, iodine, iodine is option there. So iodine non-metal is lustrous. It is lustrous. Lustrous means they have shiny surface. Lustrous means they have shiny surface. They have shiny surface. Then example of an amphoteric oxide is, students, Na2O, K2O, Al2O3, MgO. These are the metal oxides. These are the metal oxides. And metal oxides are generally basic in nature. Metal oxides are generally basic in nature. They are basic in nature. But two metal oxides, one is zinc oxide and second one is the Al2O3, aluminium oxide. They are amphoteric. They are amphoteric. They are amphoteric. Sometimes they show acidic behavior. Sometimes they show acidic behavior, and sometimes they show basic behavior. Sometimes they show basic behavior. Means it will depend. It will depend on the reactant to which they are going to be react. Okay, so zinc oxide and aluminium oxide, these are amphoteric. So let's see, any one option is given or not. Na2O, no, it is basic. Na2O is basic. K2O also basic. Al2O3, yes, it is amphoteric. Al2, aluminium oxide. Aluminium oxide or zinc oxide, they are amphoteric. Magnesium oxide, no, it is also basic. It is also basic. So here option C is the correct option. Option C is the correct option for question number 7. Okay, either aluminium oxide or if zinc oxide is given there, na beta, so that is also amphoteric oxide. Amphoteric means they show behave of both acid as well as base. Okay, I hope this question also clear. Then student, our question number 8. Which one among the following is an acidic oxide? Student, basically non-metal oxides. Basically non-metal oxides are acidic. Basically non-metal oxides are acidic. Okay, so here this is metal oxide, sodium is metal, it is metal oxide, so student it is basic. Okay, carbon monoxide, yes, it is oxide of carbon, but it is not complete oxide, it is made by partial combustion only, so it is also not. Carbon dioxide, yes, you can go with that option. Carbon dioxide, you can go with carbon dioxide, students. Okay, so this is non-metal and this is oxygen of this. So non-metal oxides are acidic. Non-metal oxides are acidic in nature. So you will go with option C. You will go with option C. Then next question, beta, question number 9. Your question number 9 is the aromatic number of an element X is 12. Which inert gas is nearest to X? Student, if atomic number is 12, so you can tell about element also. Which one element has atomic number 12? That is magnesium. So your element is magnesium. Its atomic number is 12. Its configuration is 282. 282. For getting stability, how many electrons it can lose? How many electrons it can lose? It can lose 2 electrons. Because after losing 2 electrons, what will happen? Its configuration will be 28, and that is the configuration of one noble gas. Okay, and which one noble gas having atomic number 10? That is neon. That is neon. So let's see the option. Neon is given there or not? Helium, not. Argon, not. Neon, yes, neon. Neon is your correct option. So if atomic number is 12, so its nearest noble gas is neon. Its nearest noble gas is neon. Okay, because after losing 2 electron, it attains configuration of neon. So here option C is the correct option. Option C is the correct option. Then students, next one question. The process in which a carbonate ore is heated strongly in absence of oxygen to convert it into the metal oxide. Student, if you are having metal carbonate like this, if you are having metal carbonate, if you heat them in absence of oxygen, you will not provide any oxygen to this. In absence of oxygen, then what will happen? You will get metal oxide plus CO2 plus CO2. So this process is known as beta calcination. This process is known as calcination. See about the option. Roasting, no. Roasting is the process in which sulfide ore converted into the oxide, and that process will take place in excess of oxygen. In excess of oxygen. So you can't go with that option. Okay, students. So here reduction is removal of oxygen. Calcination, yes. Calcination is the process in which metal carbonate convert into metal oxide in absence of the oxygen. I hope is it clear. Smelting beta, reduction of any metal oxide in presence of the carbon. Reduction of any metal oxide in presence of carbon is known as the smelting. So student, this process is known as the calcination. This process is known as the calcination. So calcination is the right option. Now your next one question. Oxides of moderately reactive metal like zinc, iron, nickel, tin are reduced by using. Students, moderately reactive metals, these, their oxides, they are reduced by carbon. They are reduced by carbon. Carbon is used as the reducing agent and that process is known as the smelting. That process is known as the smelting. So in moderately reactive metal, reducing agent is used coke, carbon, coke or carbon, because coke is the purest form of carbon. So sometime you can get coke also. Okay. So carbon as reducing agent. Option C is the correct option. Option C is the correct option. Now our last question for today students. Galvanization is a method of protecting iron from rusting. By coating with thin layer of. Students, you all know very well, iron can be corrode very easily, it can get rusted. Okay, so for protection, we apply one layer of the zinc on that. Okay, and that process is known as the galvanization. That process is known as the galvanization. So student, here we will apply layer of the zinc. We will coat with zinc. Okay, so zinc will be the correct option. Okay, so student, that's all for today. I hope all questions are clear to you. Thank you. Have a nice day.